Within hours, Starmer's big migrant move completely blew up, and the backlash was brutal.
Welcome to Power and Policy UK, your frontline source for sharp political analysis, breaking developments, and the power moves shaping Britain's future. Here we cut through the spin, decode the strategy, and give you the facts that matter most.
Tonight, we're diving into a political moment that has sent shockwaves through Westminster. What was meant to be a strong, decisive move on migration has instead spiraled into one of the most awkward backfires of the year. The headline says it all. Starmer humiliated after migrant move backfires spectacularly. But what actually happened, and why is this story exploding right now? It all began with a bold announcement aimed at projecting control and authority over the ongoing migration crisis. The message was clear: tough action, firm leadership, and a promise to restore order. For many voters concerned about small boat crossings and border management, it sounded like a decisive shift. The optics were carefully staged, the language strong, the tone uncompromising. But within hours, critics began poking holes in the details. Policy experts questioned whether the proposal was legally sound. Opposition figures argued the numbers didn't add up. Journalists started highlighting inconsistencies between previous statements and this latest announcement. And that's when the narrative began to shift. Instead of dominating the headlines with strength, the story turned into a storm of scrutiny. Clips resurfaced of past speeches that appeared to contradict the current position. Commentators asked whether this was a genuine policy pivot or a political calculation aimed at calming restless voters. On social media, the backlash was swift and brutal. Hashtags trended, opinion panels debated. The tone moved from serious discussion to open skepticism. What made the situation worse was the follow-up response. When pressed for clarity, answers seemed vague. When challenged on specifics, the messaging appeared defensive. In modern politics, perception is everything, and the perception forming across much of the media landscape was that this rollout hadn't been fully thought through. Supporters argue that any leader tackling migration is bound to face fierce resistance and that tough decisions will always generate controversy. They say this is about long-term reform, not short-term applause. But critics counter that credibility is crucial, especially on an issue as sensitive and politically charged as migration. If the groundwork isn't solid, the blowback can be immediate and damaging. The bigger question now is what this means moving forward. Will this moment fade as just another turbulent week in British politics, or does it signal a deeper vulnerability in leadership strategy? Migration remains one of the defining debates in the UK, shaping elections, public trust, and national conversation. Any misstep is amplified, dissected, and remembered. One thing is certain. In today's 24-hour news cycle, there is no room for half measures. Announcements must be airtight, messaging must be consistent, and any gap between rhetoric and reality will be exposed at lightning speed. So what do you think? Was this a bold attempt at reform unfairly attacked by critics, or a political gamble that simply didn't hold up under scrutiny? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because when it comes to British politics, the drama is far from over. You've been watching Power and Policy UK, where politics meets clarity. If you value bold analysis and real insight, hit subscribe, join the conversation below, and stay informed on the stories shaping the United Kingdom.